Waterman badge, there is a prize money. Now, this prize money goes to the club who you actually belong to. Like myself and my brother Bob, we belong to the Poplar and Blackwall Rowing Club, and at the time when we won it, I think it was the sum of 100 guineas went to that rowing club. But obviously, many years ago, when the Waterman was classed as professionals, that money went into their own pocket to pay for their boats, because obviously in those days they had to use their own boats.
I think the status of professionalism is really unfair, or has been unfair in years past, because, to be quite honest, rowing for a living as a waterman is completely different from competitive racing, as we would call it, in best boats or so on, you know. So I think it was unfair, and thank Christ, in the later years, it was obviously in the late 50s, I believe, that we all become amateurs.
But with no other river crossings, the watermen had the Thames and much of London's transport to themselves. Chris Elmers of the Museum of London.
Well, in the past, if one goes back to the 18th century, there was something like 10,000 watermen at work, and there must have been something like 6,000 or 7,000 wherries. These were the very long boats which they used for ferrying passengers up and down and across the river. Most of the work was very much short-haul work under sculls. One waterman rowing with a pair of sculls would take you across the river for something like twopence. If you had to use two watermen rowing under oars, the short hop across the river would probably cost you fourpence, around about 1780 to 1800.